Hi, Dr. Gleason. I just first wanted to say that I apologize that we didn't have class today, which is probably a good thing because it's pouring like crazy here. It's a little frightening, but anyway, I wanted to begin by saying that if I'm looking over, looking down, or looking to the side, it's that I'm referring to my notes about the specific learner. So I'll just get started. I'll identify, as you may know, I worked with a 5-year-old girl by the name of Sabrina Rojas. She currently lives in Spanaway, Washington, and she's in a dual language program, learning both English and Spanish in Tacoma, Washington. It's called the Thompson Dual Language School. And according to Sabrina's mother, she is in a level C or intermediate level for both languages. However, based on these assessments that I've given her, she may be a little bit behind, specifically in the Spanish language. I know that she's more confident in her native language, English. So just to give you a bit of a background about Sabrina, she is Hispanic, so both of her parents speak Spanish, but they decided to use English only in the home while she learns more of Spanish at school. I know that based on her recent recordings, she does practice Spanish reading with her father. So they read short stories, which will allow her to pronounce Spanish words in larger chunks. But I noticed that from the recording, like, she's not very motivated in reading in Spanish. She is more comfortable learning and reading in the English language. So that's what I thought was very interesting about Sabrina. So first I did a running record for her, and it was a short text that she really enjoys reading, those types of books. So what I noticed is that she looks at the pictures when she reads, and she matches like her finger to the word to get to the next sentences. So she is organized in her reading as well. But basically with her Spanish reading, there's like some difficulty for her there. Just by her tone of voice, it just seems like as though she's not very motivated to read in Spanish. I'm not sure if it's because it's a little challenging for her because it is a second language specifically for her. But I can see that based on the recording, her father does prompt her to pronounce the word correctly. The most common words that I found that she pronounced was zapateria and also jugateria. So I think those long Spanish words are really hard for her. She tries to shorten them. But other than that, like, I believe that she enjoys reading altogether. She just needs that more motivation for the Spanish, in my opinion. And also, what I really, moving forward with her writing, Sabrina's mother, Juliana, she did discuss with me that usually at school, she would draw about something that she maybe did like in the past week or so, or an event that she witnessed, and would describe it in a few short sentences. So what I had her do was basically describe a weekend that she had. And Sabrina, I know she's very artistic in those manners, and she likes to draw. So I had her draw what she did over the weekend and basically write a sentence or two about that weekend describing it. So basically with her results, she said, we were camping and then we are playing hide and go seek. So basically from that assessment, I noticed that she uses different tenses. And it seems as though she's recounting what she did. But basically, as many people would know, recounting, you would have to use it in the past because that's a past experience. So she was correct in saying we were camping, but she reverts to we are playing hide and go seek in the present tense. I think in my theory that she believes that she was telling a story, or she was demonstrating like a picture to somebody, explaining like what's going on, and I think that's why she uses the present tense, but also because she doesn't know what the differences maybe between the present and past tense. So I think that it's beneficial for her to continue to practice those. And also based on her writing, she doesn't hyphenate like the wording. She cuts off her words, just like what your son Simone did in the video. He doesn't use a dash to indicate that it's still a whole word there. So I think that based on what Simone's teacher did in modeling to him would also be a great way for Sabrina to know that strategy as well in order to not confuse the reader. And then basically for the instructional strategies for reading, I would like Sabrina to read a much heavier text that maybe challenges her a little bit more in the English specifically, because I noticed that the book that she decided to use wasn't very challenging at all. I mean, definitely she enjoys reading in her native language, absolutely, but I think more of a challenge would be necessary for her to push to pronounce words that may like make her think about more how to pronounce those words. So that's what I recommended for her. And for writing, I'm still working on which instructional strategies to use with her for writing. I know this from Gibbon's book on page 118. I think that maybe would give a good idea of what to implement for her future assessments as well. And then a genre based, of course, I think that she should continue working with recounting, as it would give her more of a practice on how to use tenses, appropriate tenses for those specific genres. So yeah, that's basically what I have for my case studies so far. I'm just going to look at my notes really quick to see if I'm missing anything else that I have. But yeah, all I can say is that I can tell that Sabrina is very creative, as you saw from my assessment battery with her drawing and such. She always likes to put in the little details of what she did with her family over the weekend, and what type of game specifically that they were playing at the moment. So yeah, I'm just going to close this out before I lose power because it looks a little frightening outside. It's very dark, but thank you so much. Bye.